Hey guys, Bobcat 325. So I wanted to make a quick video, show you what I'm up to with one of my mccullochs, the ProMac 1010, and there it is. So all my saws run good, but I noticed on the 1010 it seemed to what I think had an air leak, a slight air leak. I don't know. I mean, once you get it running and warmed up, she runs great. But I noticed that lately, when you shut it off and let it sit a half a day or overnight or whatever, and you go to start it the next day, it takes a lot of pulls, and it wants to start, and then it starts, it idles for a couple seconds, and then it keeps doing that. Idle in a couple seconds, then shuts off. You go to give it gas when it's idling, and it's like, just won't go, just won't take. But if you do it long enough, and keep doing it like that, the motor starts to get warm itself from doing that, and I don't, with the throttle, and you can catch it, and she'll go. She'll actually go, and then she'll run. So it was weird. So I was like, there's an air leak or something's going on. So the carburetor was rebuilt, spark plug, fuel line, fuel filter, air cleaner, all that was done before I got it. But so the first thing I did was I took the carb off, and I took it apart just to check and make sure they did do everything they said they did, rebuild kit, and all the gaskets were new. Diaphragm was great condition. Everything was good. I noticed though, it looks like they must have had, when they took it's been apart, but I noticed like the 3 bolts and then the tabs that flip up in here that hold the whole tank on. You could tell how the tabs were flipped up and down, all the screwdriver marks, so I knew it was taken off. So since everything else was good there, I said, well, I gotta take the tank off and check the gasket seal underneath the tank, which goes to there. So piston looks good, all looks good. As you can see, it's totally filthy. But here's what I found. It seems to be the problem. All the bolts were tight. The one bolt that's inside this cover, the oil pump cover in there, there's an Allen head bolt that goes up and it holds the front of the tank assembly down. That one was loose, but I don't think that causes any kind of air leak to go into to cause the problem, but that one was loose. So as I dug deeper, so here's the tank, and let's see, here's hold on a second. So underneath it, the tank was totally filthy, so I didn't clean it yet. I got a lot of cleaning to do. Alright, so what I think happened is, like I said, it was taken apart, and what happened was it was all dirty and everything, and I think because sometimes it happens, I think the 3 bolts holding the tank assembly on, where is the thing, came loose on the guy, because sometimes they rattle loose and stuff. Let me find that. Where the heck? Oh, here. This here. This. I think what happened was this must have came loose on him. And, it was loose. And with all that sawdust and oil and everything built up in there, what I found is it shoved the sawdust and grime and grit, got underneath the gasket, and it was actually right around where the little hole is, where the fuel gets, you know, sucked. And so it created a little space in the gasket, and he must have then tightened it back down, and it was just, and, you know, when you crunch down the sawdust and oil and all that, you know, it's not a nice, perfectly flat surface, and it seems to me it was creating just a little bit of an air leak, just a little one, to where the motor would still run, like I said, after a while, get it going, get it warmed up, and it would do its thing. But when it sat all night, it was a pain in the butt to start. Yeah, so the gasket's all bubbled up, and when I lifted it up, there's a whole bunch of sawdust and oil between the gasket and the tank itself. It's lifted right up, so I think that was the issue. You created a gap there. So yeah, I'm gonna clean it up, do all kinds of cleaning, and put it back together. But that's what I found. That's why whenever you take stuff apart that's filthy, you gotta clean it. You gotta take the time to clean all the surfaces, move the gaskets, clean everything off, and then put everything back together. You know, sometimes if things get a little loose, just a little loose, you know, you could tighten things back up. But if you got something that's real loose, not making the engine run, the tank's bobbling around, with all this sawdust and oil that gets up underneath these, no way. That's probably what happened. And yeah, so just wanted to show you guys that, and I'll let you know how it goes. Look at it. It's crazy how small it is. It's a little 1010. But yeah, you can see how filthy it is. Alright, guys. And I got a few more subscribers. Thanks. I appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next video. Alright, thanks.